Fasten your seatbelts, hold on tight. You're in for one crazy ride tonight on the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show. #1 on Facebook.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Got it. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts, hold on tight. You're in for one incredibly awesome and amazing ride tonight on the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show, #1 on YouTube. Tonight, we have with us Trey Mills, aka The Future. So welcome to the show, Trey.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, so let's talk about your racing career there, Trey. How did it all begin for you?
My dad was racing since 2001, and he always told my mom that whenever I was born, I was going to be a racer. And so it kind of just came from him. And then I started racing go-karts when I was 6, and then kind of just moved up the ranks.
Just moved up the ranks. Okay. So when you started out racing go-karts, were you a little bit scared to climb in the go-kart for the first time?
Not really. I was more excited than nervous, to be honest.
Okay. More excited than nervous. Okay. So what can you give me some kind of recollection of what was it like to step on that gas for the first time, Trey?
It was pretty cool. I did my first race at Callahan. I think I finished 3rd that night, so it wasn't a bad finish for my first race.
Okay. Not a bad finish for your first race. That's cool. So, okay, Trey, let's talk about now. You were in go-kart racing. Okay. Then where did you go from go-kart racing? And did you have immediate success in go-kart racing?
Yeah, I kind of caught on about 6 months in. I kind of started to win all the time. And then, yeah, I went straight from a go-kart to a late model.
Straight from a go-kart right to a late model. Wow, that's a huge jump there, Trey. Huge jump. So, Trey, okay, how many years have you been running a late model now?
I did my first practice when I was 10, and I'm 13 now, so around 2 years.
Okay. So, Trey, when you got into the late model for the first time and got strapped into that late model, were you just a tad bit nervous to make that a huge jump right away?
Yes, sir. I was a tad bit nervous. The first couple laps I did, I kind of just went slow to feel everything out because it was way different than the go-kart.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that. I've heard that from quite a few kids that race. So, Trey, being you're out there racing late models now, how many wins do you have racked up in the late model stuff?
I think I have 9.
Wow.
I think 8 or 9.
Okay. And Trey, 8 or 9. Okay, that's pretty huge number to kick things off for you in the late model. That's really awesome. So, Trey, did you? Okay, my next question for you up here is: did you compete in the Bristol Dirt Nationals this year?
Yes, sir.
And how did you do at the Bristol Dirt Nationals?
I won.
Wow, that's pretty huge, Trey.
So thank you.
So, Trey, when you went down to the Bristol Dirt Nationals, did your whole family go with you down to the Bristol Dirt Nationals, or was it just you, your dad, and the team?
Well, it was spring break, so we didn't have school, so my cousins came. Pretty much my whole family came to watch because it was like the biggest race I've ever been to.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, what are your big dreams with late model racing, Trey?
Well, I've started racing asphalt late model, and my goal is to move up in that and hopefully one day be in a NASCAR.
Okay. Okay. So, who is your racing hero, Trey?
Kyle Larson, because he can get in any
Oh,
type, any different track condition and just go out there and give it all he's got and win.
you and I share the same idea on the race cars. I like Kyle Larson myself. I really do. So Trey, another thing too, when you climbed into that pavement late model, was it quite a bit different from running the dirt late model?
It was really different, but I actually think it was easier because you're not really sliding, and usually the looser the car is, the faster you go. So you're going fast when it has that wiggle up off the corner. And so I think I caught on really quick from the
Okay.
dirt.
So another question I have for you, being everybody's turning in their entries for Bristol next year. Are you going to Bristol next year?
They're not running late models at Bristol next year,
Oh,
so they're only running so we won't be there. No.
Wow. Wow. I'm sorry. I'd like for you to come back down there and reclaim your crown. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty cool. It sucks, but I think they're doing it to where next year they're doing like modifieds, and then the year after
They're gonna have late models again the year after.
yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So Trey, when it comes to your racing, when you, like I said, when it comes to your racing, do you ever pinch yourself and say, man, I can't believe I've come this far that quick?
Yes, sir. It's cool to look back and where I started from and where I am now. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool that coming from go-karts and just going straight into a late model and having pretty decent success. It's pretty cool.
Okay. So, so Trey, who are some of your friends at the racetrack?
Jackson Heiss, he also races late models with me, number 388. And Bubba Rowland, he just got a late model and he did his first race actually a couple weekends ago at Alltech. So it's pretty
Okay.
cool. My buddy's racing with me out there.
Okay, very cool. So Trey, what's your kids that you go to school with think about you, this racing world, that you made this huge jump to there? Are they like, man, this is pretty cool to have Mr. Trey Mills, make this jump and be a superstar in racing?
Yeah, they all like it. They support me. They have my back. They usually always wear my merchandise at school, so I think that's pretty cool.
Okay. So Trey, another thing too, when it comes to your racing at the track and after the racing night's over, do you get really hammered with autographs? Like, hey, we want your autograph. We want your autograph.
Usually before and after the race is like the most heavy part of where I get the autographs, but yeah, it's mostly after the race. Not really much in between, like when I'm racing, because I kind of just have to focus on racing only. But yeah, we get a lot of autographs after.
So what do you do to stay focused on race day then?
Usually whenever I try to stay focused, I'll go out and then my dad will tell me what I'm doing good and where I need to move. And then I'll go up to the fence and I'll watch the good guys and I'll watch what they're doing to change how I'm driving so I can be fast.
Okay. Okay. So your dad is your crew chief then, Trey, is what I'm gathering, right?
Sure.
Okay. So the communication between you and your dad at the racetrack and crew chief driver, is that pretty smooth, that you guys get along really good together?
Well, yeah, we get good along because we're with each other every day. But he had a successful late model career, so he knows like how to get around these tracks. He's been there before, so he can give me what he used in his racing he can provide it for me so I can be better as a driver.
Okay. Let's talk about your race car number then, Trey. What's the story behind your race car number?
Well, my dad was number 14, so I always wanted to be 14, but I got my first go-kart. Actually, one of my dad's buddies got it for me, Sean Conley, and it was a number 9, but for my 6-year-old birthday, I'm pretty sure, or maybe 7, he got me a new go-kart with 14, and it was wrapped just like his late model, so I thought it was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that is a pretty cool story. So Trey, when you were down at the Bristol Dirt Nationals, did you get to meet some of the other kids that were racing down there too?
Well, actually, Jackson Heiss came. He was with us, and he raced. And his name's Colton Truly. He also races late models. And there's actually a lot of kids racing late models there, so it was pretty cool.
Oh yeah. One of the kids that you ever get a chance to do the late model thing again at Bristol, I'll tell you what. One of the kids I suggest you meet, and you would have a blast talking to him. And that's the kid that won the stock car portion of that. That was Nolan Murdy.
I've never heard of him, but yeah, it'd be nice.
Dolan is 15, 16 years old. And I'll tell you what, he's had quite the accomplished career, just like you've got going. He's going to be moving up into modifieds and I believe late models also eventually. So yeah.
Sure, I definitely have to look out for him.
Oh yeah. Yeah. His nickname's the Game Changer there, Trey. It's oh yeah. So Trey, do you like running 3 wide on that track, on the tracks?
At Bristol or just any track?
On any track. Do you like going 3 wide on the tracks?
Yeah, I like going 3 wide on the tracks because it makes it a good race for the fans, and it gets me pumped up in the car because it feels pretty cool to like be battling with 2 people at once.
Okay, so that's pretty cool, Trey. That's pretty cool. So Trey, let's talk about your sponsors. Who do you have for sponsors on your race car?
I have Mills Concrete, which is my parents' business, and then I have Southway Crane and Rigging, Fitz Factory Inc., H&R Race Engines, and then Black Diamond Racing Chassis, and Integra Racing Shocks, and Competition Cuts, and Top Notch Performance.
Okay. So would you, yeah, you when you're looking at NASCAR and the big picture, eventually, are you going to try and run some Lucas Oil late model stuff too?
Yes, sir. Our plan is to be running the Sunshine Nationals with a super dirt late model and all of the speed weeks at Volusia and Alltech with the supers.
Okay, because I'll tell you what, Trey, out here where I live at in the state of Iowa, we have a track about a half hour north of us up at Jackson Motorplex, and they have the Lucas Oil late models up there. I'd love to see you up on that track.
Yes, sir. I've watched some races, and that track provides really good racing.
Oh, yes, it does. It does. So, Trey, let's talk. Okay, now, who is all on your crew besides your dad?
Jason Fitzgerald, he's like my mentor. And my dad, Rob, he does all the tires. Mr. Ricky, he's the engine guy. My Uncle Shane, he helps my dad with anything he needs with setup. Colton Blair, he also changes and tunes stuff on the car that what my dad tells him to. And my mom, she's there for my support. So I just like to thank all those people.
Okay, very cool, Trey. So, are you still looking for more sponsors for your racing team?
Yes, sir. We're looking for any sponsors we can get. My dad's working every day as hard as he can to provide my racing career for me. So, yeah, we'll take any sponsors.
So if there's anybody out here going to be watching this racing show with me and Trey Mills, aka the Future, and you want to help him out, reach out to Trey Mills, his mom Amanda, and his dad, and everybody associated with that racing team, because Trey would love to have all the sponsors he can get to help further his racing career. So Trey, what do you like to do when you're not racing?
I have a basketball hoop at home. I play basketball. After school on Wednesdays, I go to church. I hang out with my friends, go to school football games, all that kind of stuff.
Okay. So Trey, what's your favorite thing to eat at the racetrack when you're at the racetrack?
To eat?
Yep.
There's just one food truck at Alltech that I always go to every time it's there, and I get shrimp there.
Oh, yum, yum, yum. So, talking about your racing hero again there, Trey, have you ever met Kyle Larson?
No, sir, but me and my dad went to the Pepsi 400 this year, and we got pit passes, so we were down on the grid, and I got a lug nut off of his car.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. So, Trey, let's talk about, okay, now, would you say to, okay, what would you say to the kids to help get them in a race car?
You can do anything you put your mind to as long as you work and have dedication. You can go out there and be successful. You just have to be smart and stay out of trouble, and you can do it.
Okay, now we're going to go into another subject there, Trey, and I like to put the drivers on the spot with this one. What is one of the worst things you've had happen to you as a race car driver?
Like on the track?
On the track, yes.
I got in a pretty bad wreck at Alltech one time. The guys got in a wreck in front of me, and I kind of checked up, but the people behind me didn't. So I kind of just got ran into, and then it was a pretty bad wreck, and the car kind of got destroyed.
Wow. And what kind of chassis do you guys run for your late model program?
Diamond Racing Chassis. Mr. Stuckey builds them. They're really successful race cars. They're really good late models. I would suggest if you're looking for one to go buy one of those. They're awesome. That's where I have all my success in. And so, yeah, they're really good.
Okay. And on your late model, you guys are running Hoosier tires, right?
Yes, sir. Hoosier.
Okay. Because I know certain drivers, different series, they run either Hoosier, American Racers, that type of thing there. So yeah, there's different tires for different race teams and different racing series. So Trey, when it comes to your racing, do you help work on the race car quite a bit too?
Yes, sir. I'm right there by my dad's side whenever he's making a change. And sometimes we'll be riding in the truck and he'll ask me a question about what he told me. And he'll ask me like what something does, and I'll answer it.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. So Trey, when you're not racing, you said you like to play basketball and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. Do you ever do iRacing at all, Trey?
iRacing simulator at home.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. So Trey, so that's that's okay. So with your late model program, you've won a lot of races. You've had quite the interesting career so far, which is pretty awesome. And then you had that really crazy accident you were telling me about. So Trey, is there anything you want to say to the kids to help get them to come to my racing show?
Yes, sir. If you guys are looking for any shout outs or anything, bring in more fans, come to this racing show because he'll give it to you.
Okay. So Trey, another thing I was going to tell you too is I have a racing nickname myself. I am known as the Full Throttle Rock Star. So you're talking to the Full Throttle Rock Star here. So, what'd you say, Trey?
Come watch the Full Throttle Rock Star.
Yeah, thank you. So, what do you like to drink? As far as do you drink pop? Do you drink water?
I like Gatorade and sweet tea.
Oh,
like,
what's your favorite type of sweet tea?
Publix brand.
I'll tell you what, mine is Arizona sweet tea. That stuff's good. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yep. So Trey, thank you again for being on the racing show with me tonight, getting to know you a little bit better and talking about your racing career. Definitely I would like to call you and thank you in person for being a part of the racing show. And at the beginning of your racing season next year, can I have you on here again to kind of give us a preview of what you got going on for next year?
Yes, sir. I'd be more than happy to come on anytime.
Okay, very, very awesome, Trey. Very awesome. So thank you again, Trey, for being on the racing show with me tonight, talking to us about your racing career. Definitely, it's been a pleasure, Trey. It's pretty awesome that you got a lug nut off of Kyle Larson's car. Man, that's pretty spectacular right there. I hope one day you get to meet Kyle Larson.
Yes, sir. Hopefully I do too. And again, thanks for having me on.
Oh, yes, not a problem. So with that being said, Trey, I'm going to let you step out and I'm going to go ahead and give some racing results and then I will call you in just a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, giving you a little racing update coming up off of this here. There's a whole list of drivers that are down at the Cajun Big Block Modified Show down in Louisiana. Derek McGrew Jr., you've got Stuart Friesen. You've got a whole list of drivers down there. So good luck to all them drivers down there, ladies and gentlemen. And then definitely get ready because congratulations to Kyle Larson for being the 2021 NASCAR champion for this year. And also, ladies and gentlemen, get ready because a lot of drivers are getting ready to go. They're turning in their Bristol Dirt National stuff. So good luck to all of them drivers that are turning in their entries for Bristol Dirt Nationals. Matt Loft out of Sway City, Iowa is going to be driving a sport mod, I believe, over there down at Bristol next year also again. So good luck to Matt Loft. Also, ladies and gentlemen, too, they're doing the Duel in the Desert IMCA stuff out in the West. So Dolan Murdy is leading the point standings in the stock car portion of that. He's won 2 nights in a row for the Duel in the Desert. So he's leading the points, closely followed by his dad, Damon Murdy. So that's going to be a pretty interesting, definitely contest going into the final night, going into the rest of the competition. And also congratulations to Brad Sweet for picking up his 3rd World of Outlaw Championship in a row. Good congratulations to Brad Sweet. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready to let you go for the night. I will get back to you guys rather soon. Also, good luck coming up here in the next month or two to the go-kart drivers as they're getting ready to turn in their entries for Daytona Kart Week. So good luck to Team AMAX. Good luck to Sebastian and Oliver Weldon. Good luck to Willpower go-kart team and Austin Olds down there at that event. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you have a good night. Catch you later. Before I let you go, ladies and gentlemen, also, I'd like to thank all the vets for serving our country. Thank you guys for serving our country. And also, ladies and gentlemen, too, keep in mind, keep your thoughts and prayers going for Tony Calusa and his family, because this is the 1-year anniversary of his 11-year-old daughter Mackenzie's tragic passing. So keep Tony Calusa and his family in your thoughts and prayers, because tomorrow they have a 1-year memorial service / parade out in New York for Mackenzie. So definitely keep his family in your thoughts and prayers. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. Catch you later on another episode of the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show, #1 on YouTube.